Hello everyone, my name is Twane Ahorangi Bartlett. I'm a violet ray twin flame in Parakai, New Zealand. I have promised to do a special reading for 2017 and I wish everybody a beautiful, happy new year. I have been following numerology for a little bit because, as you know, astrology, tarot, numerology, all of these disciplines, they link up and they speak to each other. And so last year, if we end up 2016, added up to a 9-year, so a lot of us in many different ways finished with a lot of things that didn't serve us. A lot of situations, people maybe ending relationships, ending jobs, just maybe moving houses, anything that didn't work for you came to an end last year. And so this year is a 1 year. This year will bring a whole lot of freshness, new friends, new beginnings, new homes, new experiences, perhaps traveling. In my case, it comes up as I will be doing a little bit of traveling in this year. And to me, the first a month or two of the year is a good indication for me what I can expect for the rest of the year on a personal level. And so I'll be doing a trip down to Maori Bay, which is on the east coast of New Zealand on the North Island. And I'll be taking Heart Solutions and my YouTube channel with me. I will be posting videos on my twin flame journey. I'll be doing hopefully our tarot spreads on the beach or interesting places. So I really want to step out the box. I want to do new things and bring new experiences to my channel. So this is how the freshness and the newness of this year will play out for me. So today I am using the Mystical Tarot deck, and we have the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which tells me that there is new, fresh opportunities coming in, which asks you to step out of your comfort zone, okay? But the doors are open. And for inspiration, I will be using the Rumi Oracle deck from Alana Fairchild. And this deck is a deck I handle with care. When I draw a card, it always cuts to the very core of me. So I drew this card for the year ahead before I started my video because it's in depth. I wanted to think about the card. I wanted to let the energy sit with me for a while, and I will bring that information once I've completed the 12 card spread for this year. So I'm going to divide the year in 4 sections in the 4 quarters, and it will be 3 cards per quarter. So we'll end up with 12 cards, and I'll have the Rumi Oracle card at the end. I hope you enjoy this reading. Thank you so much for everybody who's been following me, liking and subscribing, for connecting and for sharing their experiences with me and for choosing me to read for you. Okay, I'll draw us 12 cards. I'm not saying a lot because I want to focus my energy when I draw the cards. And this is a general reading. Just remember to get information that's more tailor-made to your situation. It's better to book a personal reading. 1, 2. Just checking that I have the right amount of cards for us. Okay, so the first card that comes up is the King of Cups. In some ways, there will be an important male person who will be there for you in a supportive way. He's a good listener. He's always there to give you guidance. He has a certain ability with spirituality, guidance, but he also knows how to go about life in a practical way. So we start off this new year by being in touch with our emotional self. It is the King of Cups. And being intuitive and sensitive to your own needs as well as to other people's needs. Alongside him is the Three of Pentacles. So this is all about collaborating with people. It's about having consultations. It's about working together as a team. And it could be as literal as 3 people working together in a team. This concerns work. And this concerns joint money ventures. It is about shared resources and working together to build a better future, to build something that would be beneficial to everybody involved. And so with this energy of being open to have conversations with other people and to build a new project or new future or invest your energy in some way to create more security, will also bring in more opportunities and various responsibilities when it comes to these opportunities. So I get that in the beginning of, in the first quarter, we'll be juggling various responsibilities, would be juggling your money, would be trying out different routines in the day to establish a final routine that be working for you, but operating from a point where you want to be emotionally satisfied with your achievement. It is about how you feel, what makes you feel good, what works and what makes you, give you a deep satisfaction. So it is about establishing what works for you, what doesn't work for you, who is on your page, and having open, honest conversations, heart-to-heart conversations, and actually hearing what people say while they actually also open to what you have to say. So good teamwork for the first quarter. Okay, so then we have the Eight of Swords. So we'll be building up momentum, but once we've settled in that sort of energy of what we want in juggling, at some point we will lose a bit of focus, not sure how to proceed. But because the Eight of Swords is a minor card, it is saying if you don't know what to do, if you are unsure about how to make progress, it's okay to just take a step back and not do anything, and ask yourself once again on heart level, because this card is speaking to the King of Cups. Once again, if to ask yourself, what is it that I want? What will bring me deep satisfaction? How can I create my own happiness and stay true to who I am without sacrificing myself to other people? Because our mind will tell us one thing on what is a practical way to go about life, what society expects of us. And on the other hand, we'll have our heart telling us something else. So this is about listening to your heart. When you feel like You can't see how to proceed, especially in the second quarter of the year, which is from about April onwards. It is to check in with yourself. What is it that makes me happy? And then wait until you receive the answer on emotional level. And this will bring about huge changes for yourself. It will open the doors, because this card once again speaks to me, the Three of Pentacles, pushing forward to follow your own emotional happiness will sometimes ask you to change how you relate to people around you, because our inner world is connected to our outer world. What happens inside of us is reflected to what is happening outside of us. Our environment reflects our inner world. So when it is in the pursuit of your own happiness, your environment will show you what you need to change in order to keep on pursuing that deep satisfaction. And the Death card means that there is a huge transformation that is going to come to you, answers in how you can do this, especially when you're not quite sure how to proceed. You will know that you need to change something so that you can move forward, especially in how you relate to people. How do you work together? How do you team up with people? You might have to tweak that a bit, but it just changes for the better, because it will bring in huge rewards for you. And there will be a person that comes in, a male person generally, who can look at things objectively. I get the feeling that there might be a slight shift from pursuing your own happiness, and perhaps might be losing a little bit of out of touch with reality, because of that optimistic feeling of following your heart. And at some point it's going to ask you to balance out the energy between how you can think of things, how you approach life objectively with the facts, okay? And somebody will come along that will help you with the process of balancing your heart's desire and how to bring your heart's desires into fruition in a very practical way, by looking at the information at hand, by paying attention to details, and by looking at the facts. So that's a really good balancing energy that is coming in there. And once you've established that balance, I know what I want, now I know how I can obtain my goals, you will be starting to move forward in a very, very big way. And I get this roundabout, and I love the timing for this card. This is ruled by Cancer, which is from the 21st of June till the 21st of July. You'll be starting to move forward in a very big way, because you've done your internal homework. How can I achieve my goals, and making those changes. So this is all of a sudden taking off and having to most probably do some traveling, literally in the physical. It is about maybe going overseas, and it is about managing different projects, different aspects of your life, but you have to be in control of this. You have to have the facts. You have to keep your wits about you, and you have to plan and put structures into place so that your life can function on a practical level. And once you've done that, your dreams, your plans, that forward momentum that you've been wanting for yourself will take off in a very big way from July onwards. And it is from that you'll be getting this forward movement, because you have done your homework, letting things go that's been holding you back, and forward movement with what you know is supportive of you in the way of, specifically, I get relationships. If you have moved on from relationships in the last year, lost a lot of friends, family connections because you've outgrown them, in July you will have that team spirit that has been lost. You will rebuild on that and make progress on your relationships with people, making new connections, because you've established what you can work with, who is on your page and who isn't. And there will be clear communication, forward movement, success, perhaps doing some administration of some kind. Perhaps you want to, I get this very much, perhaps some studies that you want to do, thinking about studies, and but cutting to the heart of the matter, being honest, being diplomatic, speaking your truth, not being ruled by your emotions, and having a clear vision of where you want to go. All of a sudden you've made a turnaround from not being able to see where you want to go, but after making that big transformation and starting to build that forward momentum, you will start to see what it is that you're meant to be doing. So, and it is going to be a very busy time. Okay, mid-year is going to be busy, and when we get to the last quarter, around about springtime, I would say October, November, December, you're going to feel like you might want a timeout. And it's funny that the hangman came out upside down, but I don't really read reversals. But what it is saying is, take a time out to rest. When we are tired, sometimes we can't think, our creativity gets stunted. The way we look at life sometimes is a little bit on the pessimistic side, but what I do get about this year, it is going to be a little bit of a stop-start. We're going to build up momentum, and then we're going to slam on the brakes, because we're going to have to digest all that has happened in the first 9 months of this year. A lot is going to go on. It's going to be busy. It's about development. It's about growth. It's about moving forward. It's about making huge transformations at the same time. And in September, it is going to look back on the year and say, wow, we have covered a whole lot of ground. You are going to have the eagle view of your life. All the information will be there for you, but you're going to have to stop and digest and say, okay, have a little bit of a review. Just hang out, rest, rejuvenate, recuperate. And if you are, somebody like me, doing a lot of spiritual work, connecting to spirit, it would be a good time. And I get round about the 21st of September, which is our equinox. That is an energetic gateway. And so a lot of spiritual epiphanies, spiritual clarity, and deep spiritual revelations could come to you at that point in time. And it is because we've been very busy. We'll have the 10 of Wands towards the end of the year, and we all know around about October, November, we're all starting to feel a little bit tired. So advice once again for the end of the year is to take it easy. If there's too much responsibility, just get somebody in to help you. Give other people responsibility, delegate responsibilities, and don't take everything upon yourself. You don't really have to do that if you don't want to. And at the end of the year, a beautiful card, the 9 of Cups. So it is a year that is going to bring us a deep emotional satisfaction with the type of transformation that we will be doing on ourselves. I get this is once again, even though we'll have the 1 year, which is freshness, it's new beginnings, but it is asking to make those adjustments to accommodate the newness coming into our life. And so the card for the Rumi that I drew before I started this video, and I love how the way tarot speaks. It is called the Wild, Passionate Mother. And this card speaks of this transformation that is going to come in for us. And I'll take the card out, which ties in with me as the Death card that came up for us. And I want to put them side by side. So this is about knowing that you need to change something inside of you. You didn't know that there was something that you needed to change. When you look at yourself, it was always knowing that you're functioning in a certain way and you are happy with this. But to be able to achieve your goals that speaks to the heart and the core of who you are as a human being, your own uniqueness, this card is asking you to allow an aspect of yourself to die. And I say allow because it is about you empowering yourself. Because this card is about breaking out of the mold, breaking out of the systems that we are born into, and we were taught as little children how to function in certain ways, that certain behavior patterns is allowed and certain behavior patterns is not allowed, okay? And sometimes in trying to fit into society, we would sacrifice our true being, the core of who we are, our own uniqueness. We would sacrifice that so that we can fit into society, we can fit into circles, that we could have friends, that we could have a social standard and a social structure. So what these two cards are saying is this year, even though it's a 1 year, this is tying in with you stepping into your new life as the unique person that you are. Standing in your truth, doing totally random things that you've always wanted to do. That wild side of you, that adventurous side of you that's been tied down because there are fears that was instilled of you and you don't even know why you're afraid. You don't even understand these fears. And what my guides are showing me is I started to skydive in 2013, and I'm a Taurus sun. I'm very much somebody who's tied to the ground. I'm not a natural skydiver, but there was something inside of me that needed to express the self. Stepping out of the comfort zone, doing something that I never thought I would ever do. And it is random as to all of a sudden go for a tandem and see the world from a different perspective. And in doing so, seeing myself from a different perspective, doing groundbreaking work in expanding my world and how I can express myself. And this is the type of energy that these cards are talking about. It is about, revolution, starting your own inner revolution so that you can truly be who you are, breaking down systems, breaking down barriers, breaking down people, things, and situations that's been boxing you in, because now is the time to start fresh. This year is about starting over, okay? And you might feel like you're still finishing off with a little bit of last year, some of us. Some of us are already in the new cycle, depending on where you are energetically. But this is to stand in your truth and not allow people to tell you who you are, not allow people to tell you this is what you should do, this is where you should go. Yes, it is good to listen and take listen to the dispense of other people's advice, but you don't have to take it on board if it doesn't resonate with you. This is about establishing your own inner frequency as to what is it that you want. What makes you happy? What do you want to invest your passion in? Because it's a very passionate card. If today was your last day, what would you do? What is important to you? How many times have you sacrificed your passion, sacrificed yourself because of fear? And it is a fear that you can't even explain. You don't even know why you're saying no. You just say no because that's just the way things are done, and you haven't questioned it. So this is a year to break out of the mold. This is supported by the universe. It is supported by the energy, and it is supported by looking at your journey over the last 10 years, because we work in 10-year cycles. And so looking at the cycles of your life, there's a lot of things that did change over the last 4 years. Some of us will look back and say, I don't recognize myself because there was that much change, and I'm one of them. Okay? But now is the time to embrace that changes and to acknowledge it and to say, this is who I am and this is how I roll. And to be happy just to be you and follow your passion. Invest in yourself. Invest your passion in what makes you happy this year. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I loved connecting with you. I will be leaving for Maori Bay on the 10th of January, and I will take you along on my journeys. One of the places that I will be going is the Mangatu Marae in Whakatutu, and hopefully I'll be able to share that journey with you as well. I wish everybody a beautiful day. Thank you for watching. Light and love, everyone.